Hello everyone. So this is another update video because I've actually been making releases of this for a while, but I realized that anyone who's only been keeping up with this project through YouTube just hasn't hasn't seen any progress in like months. But yeah, this has been out for a bit. And I wanted to make this video in particular because I just released a particularly large update that had some nice new features. So I'm going to go over all that today. So first we have here's the client. An icon was added for it. This was done by someone named like K1NSY3R, I believe. Kind of a complicated name, but yeah, it has an icon of the Baba that's seen in the credits, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna open up the client now. That'll make it easier to find. But what the same person did is also add universal tracker support. So I've already connected on universal tracker. Let me connect on the client real quick. And we can see which levels we can win right now. It does support level shuffle. So we've got 9 right now, and if we look at the map page, it only includes the win locations, but we can also see all the levels we can and can't complete right now, including inside of sub-areas. So that's pretty useful if you are struggling to figure out what to do next. Some people prefer to just try their best to complete levels without knowing if they're possible or not. That's also an option. You can just not open this. It's a separate thing. You do need both open, unfortunately. Yeah, so I'm gonna join on the game now. Let me erase my old save data real quick. Alright, so this is the first level we get. Pretty standard affair here. I don't know why I tried that. I've done this level bunches of times. Anyway, we've obtained the island key. And also newly added is the top gate. And basically just the top gate, unfortunately. It's only levels 8, 9, 10, and this level down here, which I've labeled question mark. And we can see up here, while 8 is shuffled into where do I go, the other 2 levels are the same because they have transformations. And obviously, if they could get shuffled, the logistics would be very difficult. So for now, they're just going to stay as they are. Probably for the best. We can't really do much in these levels yet, but there is another new feature involving them that I could show off later. And so far we have just the island key. And if we go into here, we can see another new thing. Before, the logic expected you to have every word you could possibly use, but here we can see that isn't really the case. I don't have the word has, for example. You can see here, these are the only 2 words I've obtained. And yet this level is indeed possible. So this is the new logic difficulty setting. I'm currently playing on normal logic, which is similar to the hardest logic setting, but without some of the most tedious or obtuse solutions. This was all done through the help of the community in making this ginormous spreadsheet here with the logic for every level in it. It's a working document. People have been finding new solutions. It's been very nice. So I really want to thank everyone for working on this. It would not have been possible to do all of these levels. Like, it would not have been even remotely feasible. Yeah, so this level we're able to complete without has by just using the is statement here. In fact, we can complete it without move too, but we just happen to get that. So now we can beat the level. We can beat Lonely Sight, but it'll take a while, so I'll ignore it for now. This level we can beat, even if we were playing on easy logic, so. And then these two levels, as you can see on our tracker here, we cannot beat. We can take a look. Scenic Pond and Ghost Guard. I'll just go into one of these real quick. You can see that there's no way we can possibly beat this level. But we can beat all of these levels. So, for example, we can beat this level without key or open by just making lock his key over here. This makes the randomizer much more interesting in my opinion, since you'll often have to do unintended solutions, as opposed to just waiting to get all the words you need so you can do the intended solution. For example, in this level, if you don't have the word move, you have to actually make love is push and have the kikis push it out, which I think is probably what you were meant to do all along. What else have we got here? All these other levels are just basic early game levels that we've always been able to beat. Oh wait, we can actually beat Ghost Guard now, thanks to us receiving, I believe... Oh, Telly and Leaf. So yeah, now that we have both of those words, we can just do. Well, hold on. I need to push the rock over here first. I've been playing a lot of solo randomizers to make sure everything's working out. So I have played these levels a lot. So I've gotten pretty familiar with how to beat most of them at this point, unfortunately. There are some interesting solutions that we've found for certain levels, which I do think makes this interesting to play. Oh, we just got Garden Key, so now we can go over and get Garden. We have Nearly in Slideshow. Oh yeah, here's Slideshow, it got picked here. Of course, you don't actually need any words to beat this level, you can just walk to the end. We're also getting words that aren't used for any levels right now, but I put all the words in the pool. They're marked as filler if they're not actually used for anything. So we don't have access to any levels that contain L or line, so it just marks them as filler. All the words you actually will use are marked as progression. This level's very easy. And we just got Key. This means we can actually do some stuff in Fragile Existence now. For example, we can make level as Key. But that's useless, you might think. Well, it does unlock us a Blossom Petal, because I have Transform Sanity enabled, which means that every single transformation you can do in a level has an item behind it. For right now, since these are the only 2 levels with transformations, there are 6 total, 4 in this level, and 2 in this level. I don't know why it took me so long to remember. And they all have different logic, so you'll be able to do them at different times. Right now, I can actually also do level as Baba, so let me do that. We've gotten down, that's not useful. But we can also go over here now to 2 doors. I'm not sure if we can beat this level yet. We might be able to. Hold on, let me try some stuff. Okay, so we can make doors you, and then... What if I made Kiki is... wait, hold on. I think I might have a plan here. If I make key as door, can I make doors you after that? Maybe not. Let me just look at my tracker and see if it says it's possible. Oh, it is possible. Interesting. Okay, so now that I know that, I'm going to try and work on this level a bit. See, now that I don't have all the words I need, this becomes a bit trickier. Okay, so this time I'm gonna try doing this. Wait, I think this will work. Alright, now I can make Kia's door? Oh, whoops, I made Kiki's you. Yes, there we go. That was... Had to think about that one. Oh yeah, the blossom petal is not a new item. It's an item you can configure. It is 1/8 of a blossom. If you go down here, what is new is that you can see how many we have until we get another blossom. And we'll need blossoms to open these gates. Well, except for the fact that because we have Baba on here, we can kind of just go around. So that's funny. Isn't this area my goal? Yeah, it is. So as soon as I get Kiki, I can... Kiki and End, I can just win. Which is funny. I also added this thing to prevent soft locks, because if that gate didn't open, you'd just be stuck there. So let's see how quickly we can beat this, knowing that. So I'm gonna ask for Kiki. That is in Boiling Liver, which is in Ruins 9. And I'm gonna ask for End. Oh, I can't ask for End because we don't have enough hint points. And we also don't have Ruins Key yet, so we're gonna have to make some more progress. So I will be back in a second. Okay, for the sake of time, I've just decided that I'm going to give myself the items just to show stuff. There we go, and if we check our tracker now, we can see that we still can't beat the level. Since this is using Rule Builder now, so we can use /explain a way out. I think the goal is ending? No. Explain goal? Yeah, goal gauged. Okay, that is the name of the goal. So it expects us to have belt and shift even though we're in normal logic, because the non-belt and shift solution is actually a bit difficult, so I have it under hard logic. That doesn't mean we just can't just do it now though, so that's what I'm gonna do. If you don't want to get spoiled on how to do this solution when you play it for yourself, don't look. So first we do Kiki's move, and then no, we could move Kiki up here, push the word push close by, make Kiki's move, and now we use some movement nonsense to get this pushed over here. It's like a whole thing as to why that works. Go over here and break belt as shift. And now with some careful movement, we can make rock as push, and that's all we need. And we just put an end, and that's the game. So that's a pretty basic view of what playing this will be like. I think with the new solutions, it's going to be a lot more interesting, and I'm hoping to get to work on making the endgame levels, which will give you more levels to play and try and figure out. But it's going to be a bit difficult because Meta has a whole overworld map that you need to push things around and solve, and you got to consider all possible level transformations. Is going to be a very complicated thing. So, looking forward to that. Goodbye.